And we are live. Welcome to the stream. So myself joined by Miguel of Dollar Cost Crypto. And here we are about to talk all things crypto. I'm just trying to, here we go. Let's try and take this live on Instagram as well. Right, we're now live on Instagram also. Happy days, man. This is great. So how are you, mate? It's been a little while, hasn't it? Well, a little while since we caught up.
Yeah, and we had talked on the phone a couple times and stuff throughout the quarter and stuff. But yeah, this has been it's been a minute, man. I mean, since the last time we were on your channel, man, and like I think Bitcoin was at like what $44,000. Ethereum barely cracked above $2,000, and like today we're like what $3,000 Ethereum, $61,000 Bitcoin. I mean, and then that's just on the majors as well. Like a lot of the coins we talked about on your last show are up like 2 to 3 times higher in price than we last talked and stuff. It's crazy. This crypto market, there is no market like it in the world. Like, it stocks. I mean, obviously, no matter what, every market always talks their shit a little bit. Like, Nvidia, like, and Nvidia was a great stock and still is a great stock and has done like crazy returns, but the reason I love crypto so much is you could be like a lot, like you could be a more average stock in crypto here and still end up making crazy outsized returns, which is so beautiful about it. Versus like I decided to go all in on the one stock, and hopefully I'm right and I don't lose all my money.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously the halving happened, and here we are, and things have gone up massively. So I mean, what's the sort of the layman's kind of prognosis for going forward? And obviously now we're here because the course has opened again. Yeah. So crypto mindset is now well, it's been open. You are very kindly keeping it open for viewers of this channel, of my stuff. So they've got until Monday morning US time, basically, to join the course if they want to get in. But what's the current situation? What do you see the current situation throughout the rest of Q2? I mean, what are the dynamics at play now?
So this quarter is really going to be sort of a GameFi and GameFi means like tokenized video games and stuff like that. Like we're getting a lot more AI coins and game coins essentially they're going to prop up this kind of spring summer basically. But the big event, right, which is like you just talked about, right? We had the Bitcoin halving, we had the ETF for Bitcoin happen in January and stuff like we talked about on the last show as well, because everyone was like, oh, it's never going to happen, because like I think the second last time we were on here, everyone was like, I don't know, Troy. I don't really believe in this crypto stuff. There's no way this is going to happen. And then it happened. And exactly. We went into a full bull run. I mean, if I remember correctly, I think we were like in early January, December, we were probably like $25,000 Bitcoin, $30,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah, I think that's right. So, it's done what it said on the tin, man. I mean, what about people getting in now, though? Is that because obviously if people are watching this and they're newbies and they're like, okay, well, have I missed the boat then? So what's the prognosis at the moment, do you think?
So here's going. No, people have not missed the boat. There's still a ton of exciting things coming up. Here's the big thing. So I've been calling this cycle sort of the ETF cycle. So so sort of like the big macro view is like people are going to be like, oh yeah, look, this cycle is probably going to be called the ETF cycle because this is when Wall Street and big retirement money finally got into the market. So the big upcoming news is we're going to get the Ethereum ETF.
Okay, right, yeah.
It's huge news. And then now you have a lot of Bitcoiners, right? Because you have a lot of Bitcoiners kind of in full cope mode. Like they're like, no, Bitcoin's going to be the only coin that's going to get a crypto ETF. No. Everything else is trash. Nothing else is going to get Wall Street money. But Wall Street is balls deep in Ethereum. Balls deep. I mean, JP Morgan owns so much of like Ethereum's infrastructure. It's kind of crazy and stuff like that. This is not even including the other VC firms. I mean, it's just like Bitcoin. They're basically looking like, all right, we're gonna go full into this crypto thing. We're buying everything. We're buying from Bitcoin miners to corporations who look up data and I mean, so they're just buying. They're on a real estate buying spree right now, buying anything that isn't bolted to the ground that they can influence basically. So it's like TradFi loves Ethereum even more than Bitcoin because they can basically control things or nudge things in a certain way that they like. I think they're going to find out they can't really control it 100%, obviously, but hey, we'll take their money in the meantime.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
The Ethereum ETF is what's going to really kick off this bull run. Now, obviously, Bitcoin's still getting bought up like crazy. There's more money coming into Bitcoin than coming out of Bitcoin. So we went from like 900, like imagine that, like I have a stack of coins like this, right? Some poker chips right here, right? 900 Bitcoin are made a day. After the halving, it went to like this, 450. So we went from 900 a day to 450. Ethereum, once this ETF passes, it's already basically kind of net deflation. So with all the upgrades that have happened to Ethereum, it basically has a very small amount of inflation going on right now. So it kind of structurally is a little different, but the thing is when as more and more people use the network, it stops making coins and it starts actually destroying coins. So it becomes rarer over time, but only during times when like people are using it like crazy. It's kind of how like the whole gist of it goes. So right now people are like, oh, it's never going to happen. Oh my God, crypto, nothing's going to happen. Crypto's, it's all over. Oh my God, the Ethereum ETF's never going to happen. No one's using Ethereum anymore. Beautiful, just beautiful, because we've seen this whole ride. Like the thing is institutions want to invest into crypto, but they need safe avenues to do it. The big thing with Ethereum is that if you what they're fighting right now in courts right now over Ethereum is that the Ethereum ETF is going to pay a dividend on top of it. So it's going to pay somewhere between a 3 to 4% dividend. So imagine that like they're investing in this crypto thing, but it also pays a little bit of income back to the funds.
Yes,
which is very, very lucrative and so very, very like, because I mean most people in that class in equities and stuff who have that kind of cash flow are either close to retirement or in retirement. So they basically need like anything that pays out an income is like super attractive to them.
Yeah, man. So super exciting stuff coming up. I'm just trying to reconnect on Instagram now, actually, because it kind of went a bit funny, but we're back on now, I think. Yeah, man. So, I mean, obviously still gains to be made then, because I guess people might think, well, the halving's happened now. So have I missed the boat? Is it too late? But that's not the case. That's not the case.
No, absolutely not. I mean, we're talking about a Ethereum right now is at right now, like Ethereum's right now at $2,900, a great price to buy it at. When the Ethereum ETF passes, if the same thing kind of happens to what happened to Bitcoin, I mean, Ethereum will kind of worst case is going to hit about $6,000 to $8,000.
Really, you reckon? And what's the timeline on?
So from now until August 7th. The August 7th is kind of that's the latest they can put it off to, and then they'll pass it basically. So we're talking about between quarter 2 to quarter 3, we'll have the Ethereum ETF pass within one of these 2 quarters. And it's just taking advantage. We're just trying to get people in position to take advantage of that, because like imagine if Ethereum doubles or triples.
Yeah.
What do you think everything else is going to do?
Well, yeah, man. Yeah.
They're going to go at least as high or higher. So one of the big ones that we called on pretty early during December and stuff like that, we were calling for people to buy Solana. We got people to buy Solana at like $18. I mean, today it's at over, Solana today is at $145. We were getting people to buy into Phantom at 16 cents. Today it's at 70 cents. I mean, I literally can go down through the list of coins that we were telling, hey, these coins are really good investments right now. They're a good time to buy. Literally from AVAX to Phantom to Solana to Pulse Chain at the bottom to like everything has gone up pretty spectacularly, which is awesome.
No, it's brilliant, man. It's brilliant. With the course, you get going next week, don't you? Basically, because we're keeping this link open until Monday, so these guys can any guys who watching my stuff, if they want to get involved. Now is the time. You've got basically until Monday, but then you start Monday evening?
Yeah, Monday evening. So we start at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 Eastern. The classes start, and it's going to be orientation day. We're going to do thesis day, which we're going to go over what's going to happen over the next 3 months, what happened in the past, what happened right now, and what we believe is going to happen, not just in the next 3 months, but what we believe is going to happen over this bull run, basically. So we're going to give kind of like the whole overview, but really concentrate in like, all right, here's kind of what we see happening over the next 3 months. Kind of here's some of the plays, and then some of the plays we're going to explain over the next kind of webinars and stuff. So it's really one of the most I mean, it's really the #1 crypto course in the world. I'm very confident in saying that. We've been the longest running one. We've helped over 16,000 people from the red pill into the crypto, which is like, I'm a really proud fact to say, we've basically onboarded most of the red pill into crypto.
Yeah.
At the very least, if people know about crypto and the red pill, it's because of, me and Charlie, and then, us coming on streams like yours. And one last thing here too, this I believe is one of the last links open. So if people want to get in through Troy's link, because that's it, because basically it closes on Monday and that's it. There's no getting in anymore.
Absolutely, yeah. So look, Crypto Chronic has said just joined the Q2 CMC. Well done, sir. Great decision. You're not going to regret it. That's going to be fucking awesome, man. Gee. Yeah. So there you go. So if you want to join, Crypto Chronic, then now is the time to do so. I've been spamming out the chat. Oh, actually, that's not it. I don't know. I've been spamming out the link in the chat, but that's it basically. It's in the it's going to be in the description below. So you want to just click that link and join the course, because these guys are just going to be spreading a wealth of knowledge. So once again, it's a great time for you guys to be doing this, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
definitely. I mean, the reason that we picked these specific times is that we're really easily we could come on here like, hey Troy, Bitcoin's at the all-time high, let's do the course, right? Right. Yeah, which everyone will be more excited for it and everything like that. But here's the thing: is that we want to come on your channel when crypto is at a great place to buy, not just like we could have very easily been like, hey, you guys, Bitcoin today is at $74,000. Let's buy crypto right now, and then they'd be down 50%. Right? That's not cool. That's not cool. What we're trying to do is like, even if people are just watching us for the first time on your channel or on anyone else's channel, and then they hear us talking about crypto and they decide, hey, you know what? Let me buy a couple cryptos. Let's see how this thing works. By the next time we come on here, they'll be up like 50%. 20%, 100%, 2x, 3x on their money, and be like, holy crap, this crypto thing is real.
This actually works. Yeah.
It actually works. And and then the thing is, even if they didn't get into the course, they kind of just check, I'll buy a little Ethereum, I'll buy a little Phantom or something like that. And then they're like, wow, I'm up right now. This is crazy. I can't believe it. And then they'll be able to give it a shot next time, or at the very least, they've gotten value for free from like being a watcher of your channel, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, exactly, man. No, fantastic. So, I mean, what is the scope now as far as I've called this stream "Balling It with Crypto in Summer 24"? I mean, I always ask the same thing, really, because like I've primarily, obviously, I talk about dating on the channel. I mean, some self-development and everything. Guys living their best life, basically. So, realistically speaking, if somebody gets in now, or maybe they're in crypto, but they want to just extend it, they want to get further. They want to get more, etc. Is it still the time now that you can make some decent money in real life, kind of a life-changing time?
Oh, dude, let me tell you this one. I have not stopped buying. I'm still buying crypto. Yeah, like it's gonna be city boy summer, man. That's for sure. Yeah. I mean, we're lots of money is going to be made over this next year. Doesn't mean that we won't have choppy seasons and stuff like that, but the trend is up overall and stuff like that. It's the only place where you can kind of grow your wealth, make sizable returns and stuff, make these investments, take profits, and be able to like move and stuff, or change your life, or the amount of people that we've helped get their first 100,000 or their first million is crazy, dude. Like, but people always put so much attention on the first million. No, like the most powerful is money you can make as a man. Realistically, is that first $100,000, because it's the first. Because like obviously, every guy can go out there like blow the money on a Rolex or buy themselves a car or something like that, and poof, it's gone.
Yeah,
but for people, who are like, who are like, make that first 100,000 and not just like spend it unwisely, and make good solid investments and stuff like that. That 100,000 is the first money where they're like, oh, I don't got to worry about how much the restaurant costs today. I don't got to, but my rent's going to be paid, my groceries, my gasoline. Like, it's kind of one of the first money where you take this. It's I call it like you start floating, where you take. It's the first money outside of spending on something really stupid. You as a person are finally able to get like kind of this intelligence back and this sort of like ability to like float around. Like let's just say as an example, it's the first time where like you can make an investment in yourself, really make an investment in yourself and do something. Like, you know, Troy's in Dubai. Fuck it, I'm booking a flight to Dubai. I want to meet Troy really badly, and you can do it. That's the power of it. You know, like there's tons of people that, you know, you know, people are like, I'm going out to Dubai. Screw it. I'm gonna get into credit card debt and let's go. Let's do it. And then they get a lot of value out of it, or, you know, they misuse their time and they just decide to just chase chicks all day, you know, and mess it up and stuff. But that's the power with that first 100,000 and that first million, is that you now can take opportunities like people, like you can meet influential people. It's just you have to take the time out to like, okay, how can I put myself in the proximity of this person that could possibly change my life? Right.
Yes.
And a lot of time is having that financial energy, that money is a tool, it's an amplifier, but it's also energy. If you could spend some of that energy in order to meet somebody. I know you're doing an event out in Dubai.
Yes.
When is that?
June the 15th, we're doing a 1-day conference in Dubai. Just going through some really cutting edge dating, game, self-development stuff in an indoor environment. So it's going to be nice and air conditioned. But yeah, it's going to be fucking awesome, man. Keeping the price point on that pretty low. So guys are welcome to come over. And by the way, if you're interested in that, you can email me, troy@realtroyfrancis.com. But yeah, so to the ability to just like hop over and come to something like that, obviously it becomes a lot easier when you've got that financial wherewithal.
Yeah, and it doesn't take that much, you know, like what I mean is like it doesn't mean like because people always say like I need to make $1 million. No, you can change your life with like once you have like tens of thousands or, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars, that you can really change your life at that point, because you can speed it up because it's through education or putting yourself through things. Like you put yourself through a network event. If people go to that event with Troy, right? Like what ends up happening is that now that you've started to make some financial inroads, you're starting to make some money, your crypto's doing well, you start thinking like, hey, let me start dressing better. And let me, like, I suck at talking to chicks, or maybe you're really good at chicks, you suck at dressing. Like you start addressing, no pun intended. you start addressing what are your shortcomings, right? Because all of us have them. Like, you're like, oh my God, I dress like a pimp, but like I talk like a simp.
Yes.
Or like, you know, like I look like a G, but my wallet's looking kind of like, you know, weak, right? Like you have to, you start addressing like where are my shortcomings? And a lot of us, you know, it's like we're kind of lacking all three, or lacking in 2 out of 3.
Yes.
And it's the sort of thing where like you hyper concentrate on one, you get that up to a certain level, and then you use that connection or that power to then to get to and increase the other 2. Right. So like, all right, now I'm doing okay financially. I'm getting better. I'm still making my money. Right. I'm still growing, you know, and now I'm going to use this to dress a little better. And I'm going to go talk to Troy because I suck at talking to chicks now. And then you start putting yourself in these circles, right? The same sort of thing did too. I met a lot of people through like Robert Kiyosaki. People went to these Robert Kiyosaki groups and got themselves in touch with people like, you know, Justin Waller or something like that, or any of these other guys from the Red Pill, or they went to you know, some of the events that, you know, Donovan Sharp did, and completely changed their life. Like we know so many people, that's what happened to them. Like I've got a guy of mine where this guy, you know, shout out to my trainer and stuff like that. He like, so I had one of my, like let me, I could even show you a picture of him and stuff, fucking hilarious. But let me see if I got the picture right here. May have to pull it up a little bit later. I'll probably like Thomas O'Neill, right? So I'll pull it up on my Instagram, on my Twitter. I'll put it on my Instagram later. But this guy, super built black dude, jacked as fuck, really great, nice guy, decides on his last dollar to go to Donovan Sharp's event in Miami where we were speaking at and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Decides to go. Rolo sees him and stuff like, yo, dude, this guy is hella cool, hella jacked. He's a Red Pill guy. He bought on his last money. All he had his last $1,000 to his name. That's all he had left. $1,000. Him and his brother bought the last 2 tickets, drove down there in the middle of the night to make it to the event, barely got there in the morning, made such a great, and he hyper concentrated in one thing. He hyper concentrated on his body, became very big in shape, because it's sort of thing you can't, no matter what, even you could say steroids, you could say not steroids. It takes hard work to get the body, no matter what, and discipline. He had the body. He met me. He met Rolo. He met everybody. We invited him on the background of like Fresh and Fit and stuff like that. Talking to him and stuff like that. He ended up moving out to Las Vegas. I showed him how to increase his online business. He started making money and stuff like that. He started working for the top gyms in the Las Vegas area. Now he was able to get some really crazy connections because of his body and working hard and making inroads with money. He started making money through those connections and using the red pill, sort of the same game you would use on girls. You kind of figure out how to talk to men a little bit in terms of like how to be able not to be afraid of like open approach and talking to people, taking leads, business leads.
Yes.
He changed his whole life around. And now he's a computer engineer, and now he's coding at a really great company, making a lot of money now. That's all from one conference, one door, taking one risk. And then when you look back, like, what risk was it? It was no risk. Basically, I was risking my life not joining.
Yes.
That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. And I mean, it's a really interesting thing, isn't it? Like sometimes you've got to take that leap of faith, and it's like this with anything, really. But I mean, one of the things I don't know about what we talk a lot about mentorship, right? The importance of mentorship, and I mean, one of the ways that you can speed up your process in any area really is through mentorship, isn't it? Right? And I mean, any area that I've wanted to upskill in, I've hired a mentor, right? So whether it's whether it's fitness, whether it's the dating stuff back in the day or whatever, you find somebody who's better than you, and you figure out a way to work with them, right? And the great thing about you is that you're offering, effectively, it's like mentorship. It's like a mentorship program remotely with you guys. And if they were hiring you one-on-one to do calls, they would be paying absolute top dollar. But I mean, for $1,000 basically, or just under $1,000, they get all of this content that can completely transform their lives. And it's in the big scheme of things, it's a fairly small bet to take on yourself, isn't it?
Right. It definitely is, because I mean, like, let me put it as, me and Charlie charge about $2,000 an hour for consultations. That's what we charge. That's what we charge currently right now, and we've set this up in a way where we're like, we like, especially if you're brand new, like it puts, because look, a lot of people like are kind of in a kind of a rut because they're around really negative people.
Yeah.
Sometimes like trust me, like I've always been money focused and stuff like that, like my whole life. But sure, I had people that talk business, like how to grow the business, but I never had like any one time I tried to talk about investments or anything like that. There's no one around me. No one was talking about that. So it was so we built a group where we put ourselves around positive people. Everyone's in there growing. Everyone's helping people out, and everyone's researching, doing stuff. So you get around a bunch of go-getters. Everyone in there. We've got multimillionaires in the courses and stuff like that. We have a lot of people with money in that course, but all levels. It's kind of a mixing pot where you have guys who have like all they're able to put in is $500 a week or a month, and we have guys in there with millions of dollar portfolios doing like $40,000-$50,000 positions, $100,000 positions every week. What I mean? On that sort of level and stuff like that. So people start growing and expanding very, very quickly and stuff. And it's sort of like it's just sort of thing you have to take that sort of like bet on yourself, because what ends up happening as you start making more and more money, one tip could pay for the whole thing. It just takes one good move and you can make so much money. It's crazy.
Yeah. But at some point you've got to think, all right, listen, I want to achieve this thing. I'm confident in my future self that I can handle this, but I need the mentorship. And so I'm going to take a bet on myself. I'm going to put my faith in this process, and I'm going to actually put some money down. And the other thing as well is that having skin in the game is really important, isn't it? When people actually pay for something, they tend to do the action, and when they don't value the information. But in the big scheme of things, I mean, the course is not expensive, but the investment for the course is worth it, because it's gonna focus your mind, and it's gonna be like, right, fuck it, I've made this commitment to myself now. I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of crazy. Every time we go to Miami and stuff, we're on some of these. We're mingling with some influencers, and we're going out on some of these yachts and stuff. Pause, no Diddy, right? we're going out on but we're like interfacing with guys, or we're going to some of these financial because we get invited out to speak at certain events and stuff like that, and they're telling us like, what are you guys doing? Increase the course price. It should be like $5,000 or $10,000. But then me and Charlie decided against it, because we're trying to help the most amount of people versus like just the bottom line. You know what I mean? And that's the sort of thing that we're trying to do. So we're trying to, because like when we there is like a thing too, is like if you don't put a, like if we sold it for $100, no one would respect it. Oh, some $100 bullshit, whatever. And then they would treat it back. And there's nothing wrong with having, like, you can have $100 product. Like we have the Citadel, it's $100 a month and stuff. We try to make it as low barrier of entry as possible. But it's a sort of thing where like, oh, these guys, this is just like, you have to have the price high enough where people respect it, but not so high that you alienate a bunch of people. So there is kind of a line there that we end up doing,
Yeah, you need to get that sweet spot, don't you? Of in between. But I think where you're at, I mean, it's just under $1,000, $997, I think, and it's well, sorry, actually, let's find the exact amount. It is $998.20. I mean, really, for the amount of information, because you've got 15 webinars, you've got the pre-recorded webinars, you've got the Telegram chat. I mean, there's just so much value here, isn't there? There's just so much information that these guys get.
Oh, dude, definitely, man. It's like the amount of stuff that we're doing in the course is kind of crazy. And like we're doing over 15 live webinars. We have 5 pre-recorded webinars that have been going out now, just to getting people trained up and stuff. But we're probably going to end up doing a lot more than that, because we have a bunch of industry insiders and stuff. We have at least 3 heads of major projects coming out to the course to talk about their project and their sectors. We have people talking about taxes. We have tax webinar. We're probably the only people really talking about crypto taxes. We have some professionals in there. Obviously, me and Charlie are not tax professionals, nor do we pretend to be. Make sure if you're do your taxes, you guys. Don't skip them. But we have tax professionals in the course and stuff. And then we from everything from like wallet setup all the way to like how to LP, how to yield farm. We talk about trading. We talk about leverage trading and stuff like that. For most people, don't do leverage trading. You're just going to get wrecked. But we talk about it, and then we give some strategies and stuff like that in terms of like what are best practices and stuff like that. But one of the big things we pride ourselves on is that we really hammer down on guys how to do research and how to like distinguish between a good coin and a bad coin, and like what's an opportunity versus like, oh, this is totally a Ponzi and a grift, and like, well, I'm gonna throw money into this, but can I get out? And there's a big difference there, because it's like the faster you know what it is, the more you can decide whether to jump into it. Because like sometimes like, hey, I'm jumping into this coin, I'm gonna be in it for 2 days and I'm gonna get out. But that's the strategy, right? Versus, I mean, Brandon says that the course schedule guest speaks for itself. It's tremendous. Like we have so many people that are talking inside the course. It's kind of crazy, actually.
yeah. No, 100%. So there's a few questions here. There's quite a good question here, which may be good to sort of kick off with. So Token Alfred says top 5 coins to buy right now, like today. With
limited cash. So basically, because you have the limited cash part, you're basically going to be able to only buy on exchanges. So what I would recommend to you, brother, is join up to Kraken and Coinbase. This is going to give you the Coinbase is one of the easiest exchanges to sign up to, but Kraken is one. It's going to take a little bit more time, but there's a lot of other coins on there that aren't available on Coinbase. So, and if you have the time, I would sign up to Coinbase, Kraken, Gemini, Crypto.com, the big 4. And from there, you're basically able to sign up to everything, basically. But I would tell you, in terms of like today with limited cash, Phantom, FTM, this coin currently is sitting at 72 cents. It's under $1. Everyone can afford. And one thing people like, especially if someone's new to crypto, you can buy $1 of crypto. You can buy a fraction of a crypto. People always like, oh, I have to buy a full Bitcoin or a full Ethereum. No, you can buy like 5%, 1%, half of a percent of a crypto. You can buy fractions and fractions of crypto. It's totally okay. But with Phantom, right, it's 72 cents right now. When we were on here last, Troy, this coin was like barely 28 cents.
Yes.
So, and this coin also within the same quarter went up to as high as $1.20 and came down to 72 cents. Man. So Sonic season, but that coin, I really believe by the middle of the summer should be over $2.50.
And what is it?
It's
what is it
now? 72 cents.
Wow. Okay, so that's going to
it's going to have a major upgrade called Sonic coming out very, very soon. It comes out in the next month or two. So I've been prepping people. We're making investments in this ecosystem because when the main token itself shoots up, all the underlying tokens go sky high. So that's one coin I'd recommend in terms of like, especially because it's just such a cheap coin in terms of its sub-dollar coin. Anyone can afford it. Solana, it's $146. Still a good coin right now. It's one of the coins after Ethereum that could possibly get an ETF. That coin, I really believe, can go above $1,000. So we're talking about that's a really good safe coin you can put into. Another coin would be something like, let me see, Fetch AI, or Fetch AI is going to convert itself into a coin called ASI. So this is the top AI coin in crypto. Currently, it's sitting at $2.23. Eventually, it's going to be called ASI just for future reference, because I think maybe, you know, but if someone watches this video a month from now, is going to be like, where's this coin? I can't find it. Well, it turned into ASI, just FYI.
ASI, okay.
ASI crypto, yeah. It's basically the Bitcoin of AI coins. That coin could very easily, it could go $50 to $100 possibly before this whole bull run's over.
So what's the sort of, just out of interest on that one, what's the use case for that? What are they, when you say AI, what is it? What's the intention?
Part of it is, part of these some of these AI coins is basically to be able to gather data, send data. So it's sort of like so depending on their niche that they're trying to hold on to, because here's what makes Fetch AI a little complex, is that I don't know if I can share my screen. Can I share my screen real quick?
Yeah, should be able to. I think actually we got
oh,
hello.
While Charlie appeared. Yeah.
Hey, made it just in time.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you, bro.
You literally came on as I'm talking about Fetch AI. Incredible.
I know. I heard you say that. I was like, huh? Did I hear Fetch? I had to come. Yeah.
Good stuff, bro. Good to see you, man.
So yeah, I was explaining to Troy that basically the reason Fetch is becoming a lot more complex is because it's kind of fusing with 3 other protocols.
Right.
Which is the first time in history. This is like, we've had like 2 cryptos kind of fused together, or one eat the other one and the other one's abandoned. But this is the first time where we're having like 3 big time players kind of decide, hey, we're going to partner together, foundation and everything, fuse into one.
And the crazy part about it is the 2 projects that basically are Fetch plus AGIX were already 2 of the top 3 AI projects in terms of overall, both the chart and price action and fundamentals. So basically you get like 2 giants forming kind of a bit of a monopoly, right?
I don't know. Hey, we don't want to.
Yeah, there's only what, like a top 3 to 5 right now in the AI space with coins, and like the 5th one is like just started in the, like with Near, right? Like they just started really building back into that space because they originally had that part of their narrative, but then they got rid of it and they're like, oh shit, AI is bullish, so we're going to do that again. So yeah, it's really interesting to see kind of, you know, the best projects come together. And I forgot what the guy's name is, but one of the guys who is I think he was the head of AGIX, or maybe I think he's always on the front of Forbes magazine talking about AI. He's like kind of like a little bit of a crazy looking dude with curly hair, like some like takes acid or something. But you know, he's always getting headlines when it comes to AI. So like, and there's only like maybe 3 to 5 people like that across the media right now. So like having that much of a mouthpiece when you go on like CNBC or Forbes or whatever, you know, might help to pump the prices.
Right. So we're having the fusion of Fetch AI, Ocean Protocol, and Singularity Net. So these are kind of what, like in the top. Fetch was always in top 1, but you know, these were like top 5 coins. So it's kind of like we had player number 4, number 3, and number 1 all decide to fuse into one token. And this is a big this is like the, like, not corporate takeover, but it's like corporate fusion basically for the first time, something that you don't really see in crypto at all. So this is kind of like a Wall Street move almost, in a way. Like, wow.
Right.
So it's going to make people, this is why we're saying that, you know, ASI is going to be, you know, hopefully, you know, knock on wood, no matter what, you know, this is going to be like, at least for the next 2 years, kind of the Bitcoin of the AI space, which is like something like Charlie's kind of coined himself, you know, because he's really been the first guy to really say that.
Yeah, yes. It's just a coin you can buy and you can hold it forever if you wanted to, or you could sell it out at the top of the cycle, cultivate crypto and buy it, and dollar cost crypto back into it at the bottom. And then now you have like probably like anywhere between 2 to 3 or 4 times more coins than you had, this bull market. So which, compounding is, really important. And like all the Bitcoiners say, oh, I've just hodled forever. If you look at the on-chain data, these motherfuckers always sell, into the pump.
And just to give you a little bit of heads up, so this is another coin. I think we mentioned this on your last stream as well. Render is also a great AI coin and stuff like that. And this Render, yeah. So this is like
number 3. Well, it was the number 3. I think now it would be the number 2 because with ASI basically fusing the top 2.
Yeah. So so we've always talked about Fetch, Fetch, Ocean, Singularity Net, and then Render. What's kind of like our favorite coins in the AI space are now like almost all fused, and now all it's left is ASI and Render.
Yeah, and then you got like just the up and comers. I think Tau is pretty good, but I would say like Render and ASI are your 2 slam dunks. It's like, do you hate money?
Yeah,
want to buy these coins, right? Like seriously, like anybody, and like I'll put, if anybody wants to wager a bet, let me know, either in the comment section or in the chat, whatever. But I'm extremely confident that if you buy these coins, you're going to make money. Like just no problem. And like actually, one of the most recent bits of news is on Monday. Apparently, what's the company that made ChatGPT, OpenAI?
Yes.
Basically, they're coming out with some sort of headline that is either going to make or break them against Google. So they're like basically coming at the king and saying, hey, we got something here that is going to blow your fucking socks off. And if that actually does come to fruition on Monday, no matter really where the crypto market's at, whenever AI news comes out in the mainstream media, the AI coins pump as long as we're still, above Bitcoin's 20-week moving average, meaning we're just in a bull market. So, yeah, that could actually be a short-term play for anybody who might be more of like a trader.
And that's just what we're saying right now, not on the crypto mindset courses or another way. But it's just something we want to
just change it all the time.
Yeah, just providing value to Troy's guys and stuff like that. And so that's some of the coins that we've talked about. We've talked about pretty early on and stuff like that. So it's like obviously Solana, Phantom, Render, ASI. And this is another coin we talked about and stuff like as well. This is still like it's sort of like this one's kind of a slow, it kind of just goes sideways for a long time and then just pops out of nowhere. But Ton token, where some of the only people talking about Ton token, this is the token for Telegram.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Ton,
yeah. Ton's actually a lot easier to get for people outside of the United States, but we have ways in the course for people to get it. It is a little more difficult. This is I would say like hard level coin to get into, just being honest,
Mech C for the win, but hey, I didn't say nothing.
I didn't hear you.
VPNs, what?
What's a VPN? I have no idea.
I don't know what else there is to say, but hey.
But Ton token, we were talking about it since it was $1. It kind of like lazily went up to $2, was sitting at $2 for a long time, and then popped up to 6, 7, 8, and then came down now. But Ton token is going. We can't really say everything that's going on with Ton token, but it has, multi-billion-dollar company behind it and a platform. It's really one of the first like serious like actual social tokens ever.
Yeah, and they also have 900 million users on the Telegram app itself active monthly, which is almost a billion people. That's almost an eighth of the world, which I would say 60% of them are, basically Russian and Ukrainian because they're using it to actually communicate beyond the Russian government, actually. But what do you call it? The other 40% is, just whatever, tons of different countries around the world. And the crazy thing about Telegram is that every country they've looked into to like base their head office, like has basically asked them for a backdoor into the app, and they haven't done it. And so they got cornered into Saudi Arabia, which is interesting,
Yeah.
Once again, Saudis in Dubai for the win.
Well, right. And then I guess the last thing about Ton token is it is the only token besides Bitcoin and all of crypto that has actually been regulated properly, meaning Bitcoin's been labeled a commodity. So therefore, it can be put on different exchanges properly and all this. But Tone Token, when it first came out, the SEC sued them and said, no, you can't do that. And so they, because the token shouldn't be owned by the company. So they basically put some sort of level of separation in legally, and then appeased the SEC, and now got the stamp of approval from them. So if there was like a huge, wave of, regulatory action, Tonecoin would probably weather it the best. It still would get hit because, of correlation and all that, but it would still weather it probably better.
No, fascinating stuff. So, so a couple of bits now. So, but by the way, so Crypto Bandu earlier said, I think the course is closed, but cool if not. Well, it's not closed because you can still get it through my link. So the link that we're putting out onto this now. So, if you want to join the course, you absolutely can. You've got until Monday morning in the US. So that's the link there. It's in the description. So just go ahead and join through that. But this is your last chance, basically, because we're very much at the last man standing with this, aren't we?
The arc is closing, man. It's like you want
to
survive.
You know what always happens? There is this always somebody. There's like one or two people each in the course. They're like, I waited for like literally the last 5 minutes to be able to get in.
Yes.
But holy shit, thank God that I did. I made so much more, and learned so much more too than, I thought I would have. And like, it was the best decision, that I made.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, yeah.
So Black Pill Red says, how can I make money off PUTS, PUTS?
Yeah. So you got options on Deribit, DERIBIT. That's pretty much the best options exchange for calls and puts in crypto. You probably mainly want to stick to like Bitcoin, Ethereum, because those are more predictable. You could do it on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, but then you would need to go through Wall Street type KYC stuff. So not really worth it, in my opinion. But yeah, if you want to do that, go over to Deribit. And it's a good, if you know how to hedge in the stock market, it's the exact same thing. You just have to basically learn, Bitcoin's volatility and its chart patterns and stuff like that to be able to understand kind of like the difference in volatility and personality. Stocks are relatively boring, but if you compare it to like tech stocks, then if you've kind of done that, you might have some success.
Yeah, and the fees are a lot higher, of course, just because there's so much more volatility in crypto. So
yeah, don't do leverage though. Like options, if you know how to do them, they can be a good tool. Whereas leverage, especially in crypto, basically is a good way to zero yourself out.
Yeah, because some people might be able to find that they can't use options very well in crypto for how they want to for their strategy.
Correct.
So they end up going, hey, I'll just use leverage because that's another way to sort of do it. Like you can jerry rig it.
Yeah, they think it's a quick hit, and it's like, Bitcoin already goes up between 40 to 100% annually anyways, right? Yeah, I think there's enough volatility in this market for enough gains. You don't need to add, 10x leverage.
Yeah. All right. So Crypto Bando again says, Miguel, do you think ILV is heading to $70, $80, and should we keep aping in like Homer Simpson falling down a cliff, hitting each key support level?
Well, right now it is at $83 right now. I mean, it's the sort of thing like you could set some limit orders to try to buy it at $78, $79 and stuff like that. But I think this is just a good point to buy it right now. I mean, I can only see it really weakening if Bitcoin just jumped off a cliff. Like it started going back to, we retested back down to $57,000. Yeah, we'd probably hit like, what do you believe, Charlie? Like probably like what, 68? Probably.
Yeah, maybe high 60s, low to mid 70s, something like that.
Yeah.
The one interesting thing about ILV is, and Cardano actually does this too, when you get like a group of dedicated whales to be active in your ecosystem, they do tend to defend certain levels of price. So I wouldn't be surprised if the whales basically defend that $70 level to try to keep price there. So, but yeah, Bitcoin has some weakness to it. But I think we get more chop than anything. So if we get more chop, then it's just good, more time to DCA at these levels. What's the difference between buying $50 Illuvium to $70 Illuvium to $100 Illuvium to $120 Illuvium? You get some more coins, but at the end of the day, if you average it to those, let's say your average $90 Illuvium, when it gets to $1,000, who cares? You're doing fucking amazing, right? So, and like versus, if you try to snipe all your money in when it's $69.69 or whatever, right? And it hits $69.70 and you never get your order in, and then you chase it up, to 150, your average is like 120 or something, or 130 or 140. And it's like, yeah, just don't do that. You know, like you could easily just get good prices by buying now and continue to dollar cost average.
So, thoughts on this is Flynn Ryder. Thoughts on what the Tang Gang have cooking up? Looks like it's helping to onboard many to PLS.
Any onboarding is good onboarding, I guess. But I haven't really seen too much except for meme coin pump token stuff. But that's like a lot of the Pulse community right now, pretty much, which is actually kind of a good thing because it's taking after the meme coin season in crypto. So it'll be interesting to see kind of like what different groups in crypto basically end up making. I know Discourse Syndicate and RG3 and those guys got some actually really good shit coming around, Matty Allen as well. So yeah, the whole community is building, which is great.
Awesome. Good stuff.
Conference right now, I think.
Sorry?
I think Maddie's in the middle of a conference right now as well.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Chain conference, yep.
Nice. So Crypto Chronic again, he said just joined the Q2 CMC. So awesome stuff, man. Welcome aboard. And if the rest of you guys want to do so, then the link is still open. So just go to the link, it's in the description, etc. And you can still get on the course now, but it is closing on Monday. And this is basically, I think, the last link that we've got available. So, you know, this is the time to take action. You're very lucky that they've the guys have kept it open a little bit longer just for you guys. Okay, so what else have we got here? Disclosure Crypto could check Gary Network, buddy. Don't know about that.
Never heard of it.
Okay.
Let me throw it in. Here's how you know really quickly if something's really degenerate. Is if you just go to CoinGecko and you put it in there and it doesn't show up, it's probably okay. No, it does show up. All right. Let's see here. It knows nothing but death on the chart. Okay. Yeah. I think it's about a $10 million market cap. Looks like half of it circulating supplies out. It's on Solana. And let me just really quickly see what it is. It is world's largest Web3 audio and video live streaming platform. So it's like a cheap China version of Theta. So yeah, probably low quality, to be honest. But it does, yeah.
Nice. Okay, fair enough. What else do we have? So I look like a G, but my wallet looks like a fee. Well, indeed. What's that? So Poo says crypto and CMC is the way out of fiat poverty. Good stuff.
Damn right.
We saw that. Brandon, the course schedule speaks for itself. The course schedule guest speaks for itself. 100%. Ton prediction, please. Did you give us a prediction on that? You probably did. Did you give a specific prediction?
Not for ton, because we're going to talk about it in the course and stuff like that. But I believe it's going to do very well. But it's also based off of if it starts getting getting some of the stuff that it's had in the background forward and actually launching, and then it actually puts some marketing to it and stuff like that. But I believe during a bull run it'll do really well. It's a coin that it's currently like $6. Let me look at the price right now. It's $6 right now. It's number 9 in market cap right now. This is a coin that it could get like $50, $60, $70, maybe even $100. But it takes a certain amount of thing where Bitcoin has to get to a certain price point in market cap, where these larger market caps like coins will start getting to the $100 billion range. It's easier to tell with some coin like kind of like a Pepe, because we're kind of in a meme cycle that like a coin like that could get to like $80 billion market cap, $100 billion market cap. But it's the same sort of thing. Like you need Bitcoin to be multi-trillions of dollars. Yeah. And then everything is possible.
Yeah, and Bitcoin's $1.5 trillion right now, pretty much, or something like that. So it's like, yeah, it'll get there. And if we get to the higher end of our bull market target, which is about 10 trillion for all of crypto, and Bitcoin and Ethereum, let's say, make up 50% of that leaves about $5 trillion for your altcoins. So yeah, and it doesn't get evenly distributed. It gets distributed among the winners usually. So and Tone's going to be in that winning category for sure. So, but I would say like it's kind of like a layer 1 from last cycle. You know what I mean? Right. Like it can do stuff kind of like Solana did or Phantom did, kind of like that.
Cool. The Masculine Investor, what a good name, says, will USDL get its peg back?
Well, I freaking hope, man. I mean, loan is just taking a beating since it came out. I mean, it's just gonna take Pulse Chain getting past its all time high, and then some of the people and some of these guys with the sack funds will finally get their balls out of their mouth and start fucking putting their money to work. Yeah, putting funds up. I mean, that's what, like, you knuck up or buck up. I mean, that's kind of what it is. So.
Yeah, these guys put zero liquidity out at the very beginning, and I was just like, "What the hell, guys? Like, you have tens of millions of dollars to put into liquidity. You could at least put like $1 million."
By the way, sorry, the guy before who was asking about Ton, his name is Bring Hose and Eth, which is quite.
Hey,
quite
he's focused
hey, we'll take it.
Well, 304s, I should say. I highly recommend this course, folks. It's very comprehensive. It can change your future. And then Token Alfred said, thoughts on QNT?
FBI, open up. It actually is created by the FBI and potentially another 3-letter agency in the U.S. government, and that's no secret. The chart has done pretty well over time. I think it's losing steam though, and it kind of has similar gains towards Ethereum and maybe a couple layer ones. So I think you'll make money on it, but will you make more than you would make, in Solana? I'd rather have Solana.
Cool. Thoughts on Theta? I think you've mentioned this before.
Yeah, we were literally just talking about it yesterday, actually. Yeah. So surprisingly, it's not done too terrible and stuff like this. Is a coin that got like it was really hyped up last cycle, and basically it was kind of an online competitor to YouTube, effectively, and
owned
YouTube,
by Google too.
Owned by Google. Well, it wasn't, and then it was. So it was like they started making invest. So sort of this whole thing where like Google saw a competitor. I mean, Google saw a competitor to YouTube, and then Amazon saw a competitor to Twitch, and they both threw money into it to basically slow it down and bastardize it, basically. And then it kind of died a sad death, and now it's kind of came back and stuff like that. So we're definitely paying attention to it during the course and stuff like that. I will tell you this, because me and Charlie have been here the entire time. It has had zero hype. I haven't heard about it anywhere. Yeah. If it wasn't on the chart, if it wasn't on any of the market cap sites, I wouldn't even know it's still alive. That's how. But
it has a loyal following, though.
Yeah, which is good. So we'll start seeing it kind of come back, and then this is when prices get high enough. These platforms can finally pay people in tokens enough that it becomes very lucrative to stream on there. So it's kind of a positive feedback loop,
Cool. Okay. Is consumer spending lower because of inflation? I notice my business is generating less sales. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Probably. It's tough. I mean, everything. The thing is too, what they don't talk about, even when inflation goes down, prices don't go back down to what they used to.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? That's the thing.
It's these greedy corporations and business owners that are, gouging the everyday consumer. Like, how much bullshit that is from the media. And like they say that, so basically the poor people they get distracted, which is
right. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. Well, yeah, it's tough out there, guys, but we'll make it through with crypto mindset. You'll make it through.
Yeah, we like to say money doesn't grow on trees, but it grows on Merkle trees. And if you don't know what that means, you got to get into the course, because basically, to quickly explain it, Merkle trees is like one of the basic technologies behind the encryption and decentralization of Bitcoin. So actually, we do have money literally growing on trees in the code, right, of the blockchain. So use that, take that information for what you will. But I think at least until 2040. This market's hot.
Good stuff. Blonsky Chariot, can you check out SYS Charlie? It's a new incoming project. So
I could look at it while you guys are talking about stuff, or if you want to do that, whichever.
Isaac Morales, in your opinion, what would happen within Solana ecosystem to reach 1,000?
Just have a pulse. I mean, it's just crypto, Ethereum above $8,000, and it'd probably be close to like a $10,000 Ethereum. We're talking about, $140,000 Bitcoin plus and stuff like that. But around it can lazily get up to $800, just no problem at all, right? But it's just when the fervor of like, oh my God, Bitcoin has gone above $100,000. It's going to keep running, and then this is when, and then. So we've had in the Bitcoin ETF, we got the Ethereum ETF, and then here's what happens. what's next? Is there a Solana ETF? Just off the hype alone, it could reach, you know, $1,200 plus.
Mm-hmm.
If the Solana ETF actually passed, I mean, they could probably even get to $2,400. That's you got to imagine how crazy of a gain that is, because we were buying it at $18. It had an all-time low of $9 this cycle. So like, imagine it goes from $9 to $2,400. Jesus Christ, you know.
Yeah. I was just looking at the Cisco. It doesn't look bad, actually. This one, what do you call it? It's maybe 350 rank in market cap. Its price last September, which was kind of our second bottom in this bull market, but bottom for a lot of altcoins, was at 8.5 cents. It's currently 19 cents. It had a high so far of about 25 cents this cycle. So did about a 3x, right, which is in line with Ethereum. So it's keeping pace with the market, which is good. It's holding on. It's basically at its good area of support. So like, if this is a coin somebody was bullish on, right, they would want to get into it like now. The only problem with this is in 2018, it did peak in January at the same level it did in 21. So this has gone through a lot of consolidation. It's maybe gone through a lot of, you know, facelifts and stuff like that. But it looks like they're still building, and they're trying to build basically EVM compatibility, Ethereum compatibility, smart contract compatibility with Bitcoin, which a few projects are doing right now. They might have more competition on that, so they're probably not a top project for it. And because they kind of were a recycled project, it's difficult to say like if you will make a lot more gains in the market, but it looks like it'll probably keep pace with Ethereum at least.
Yeah, good stuff. And then what else are people saying? Tot Anon is saying Theta supposedly pivoting to AI. So that's cool.
They're gonna throw anything in there to try to get the narrative pump.
That's true. So I think that's about it as far as questions are concerned for now. So look, obviously my link is still live. You can still join the course. You've only got until Monday morning US time, so not very long. But basically, you can still jump on board. That's the link. It's going to be in the description. I've spammed it into the chat. So, I mean, just a quick recap. So, when guys join, what's the process, and then what can they expect to get from the program?
Well, I guess when they join, besides getting fabulously wealthy. No, but all jokes aside, I guess as soon as they join, they will receive an email. They will receive an email link within the next 24 hours that will give them access to 2 groups. One will be a private Telegram chat with over 600 members. The other one would be a link to a links channel where they'll be able to get the link to the classrooms. The first class will be Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 10 Eastern, right? And Charlie, do you have the list of the days of classes and stuff like that? I know we still have to update it with the day changes and stuff, but
you mean the schedule?
Yeah, the schedule.
Yeah, you want me to share it on the screen?
Yeah, if you would.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but the first class is going to be over the thesis over that quarter. I think I discussed it earlier on the stream, and then from there we're going to be it's going to be as they join up there, we'll get access to 5 pre-recorded webinars that'll take them from like how to start wallets, what are best practices, how to keep safe, what exchanges to use, and just overall troubleshooting, as well as they'll be able to ask the chat questions on how to get on some of their hiccups in terms of how to connect to exchanges or not. But so basically that quarter 2 thesis is going to be the first class. Then we're going to go over the 50 top coin list, which will be the next day in the morning. That'll be Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 Eastern a.m. And then we're going to go over the high growth coin list. That top 50 coin list basically is going over the higher market cap coins that are still of good value, as well as an explanation over coins and narratives that are going to happen throughout the quarter, but it's just more or less overall trends that are going to happen. Then we're going to talk about high growth coin lists, which are coins that are much lower in market cap. Some coins can't be looked up on some of the market cap sites, so they have to be kind of deck screener and kind of teaching them sort of tools of how to access coins that they can't really see on there. And then we go over risk management of like how not to get wrecked, condom wallets and everything, which is always a funny webinar to kind of go over. But we go over like stay out, be careful with the 4 L's: ladies, liquor, leverage, and lawyers. But we're talking about leverage, And then we go over the Q&A catch up, which is basically a really important one. So we by the time we've gone to this point, they've already gotten an information dump because they've gotten the 5 previous pre-recorded webinars. They've gotten over four actual live webinars where they're able to ask me and Charlie questions. But from here, we're able to, guys who are maybe straggling behind, we're able to answer their questions, get everyone caught up. It's over 4 hours of Q&A.
Yeah. Exactly. And like anything you can ask, right? And like these first webinars are made so that you're up, like basically what's the most important thing about a financial market? Like the very current up-to-date information, right? So first, even if you're brand new to crypto or experienced in crypto, doesn't matter. This will get you basically focusing on the right part of the market without also with the risk management, without basically going like overly degen, right? We just remind you like, hey, best practices, right? And then everybody gets caught up on that. Everybody's like, okay, we understand where the market's at. I might not understand, like all the details of what a blockchain is at this point, or how to research the market. But then that's what we go into next, right? We go into all the nitty gritty of like your basic stuff, right? So for some people it's a refresher, for some people it's filling gaps, for some people it's brand new, and learning these 3 ways of analysis: on-chain data, technical analysis, and fundamental analysis. If you just at least are, literate in these 3 areas, you understand what the terms mean, basically, then you won't get swindled in crypto because you'll be able to call bullshit on things, which is, I think, one of the most important aspects here. But then B, once you get into it enough over time, then you'll be able to do your own analysis, or at least be able to kind of fact check different types of analysis and stuff like that. So that's really important, kind of cornerstone of your knowledge base.
Fantastic. Awesome
and then
stuff.
And then we have like some of the crazy guests. We have like Phantom Ecosystem, Pulse Chain Ecosystem, Velodrome, Aerodrome co-founder, plus Kieran Warwick of Illuvium. So these 2 right here are some of the biggest hitters in crypto right now. And then we have some of the newest up and coming stuff too.
Fantastic. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
So always evolving. We're always improving. We're always adding more new webinars. We're always getting more industry insiders. We're always doing everything that we can to just keep evolving. And this is the best thing, is that we teach guys from A to Z, but we just keep pushing it further and further and further. So it's like our guys are just getting so much better. I mean, it's just steel sharpens steel,
Absolutely, man.
And you have to stay current. I mean, if you go back and you like, I have old Twitter accounts from 2017, from last cycle and stuff. And when I go back and look at those accounts compared to the information that's coming into the market today, I'm like, yeah, some of it is kind of useful just to see what the, people from each cycle are doing. But to be honest, like crypto is like 90% as important as what's happening now. Right. So yeah, you always have to stay up to date. And that's something that can be very difficult for people. So we do, if you come into the crypto mindset course once a quarter, it's kind of like we take all the fat out of the crypto space for you so that you only can focus on the meat and the good shit. And then from there, you can take the baton and really dive deep into the research of how you really want to flesh out your portfolio.
Yeah, for sure. Parker says, what has more favorable odds of succeeding, Troy, day game or crypto? Which is kind of, I mean, he's trolling, he's joking. Oh. It's kind of a silly question, really, because, I mean, both of them can succeed because, I mean, day game is what, like, talking to other human beings in public. I mean, like, is that going to succeed? Well, fucking obviously, right? I mean, yeah, it can. If you go and talk to a girl, is there a greater chance that you're going to end up getting with that girl than if you didn't talk to her? Well, yeah, it's a fucking no-brainer, isn't it? So obviously, day game can work. Can crypto work? Well, yeah, because we've already seen the success. We know what's happening in the market. These guys know better than anybody else what is happening in the market, and it's really only going in one direction. So both of them can succeed, right? But you need, in either case, you kind of need mentorship, and you need to know what you're doing to some extent before you dive in, right?
Yeah. Definitely. It's kind of to go back to the beginning of the stream. It's whatever you put your concentration on, really, where you can succeed. But yeah, if you go out and get the education and put yourself in that position and stuff like that, you're going to advance much faster if you're just trying to do it by yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah. Mentorship, like we were saying earlier, Miguel, I mean, mentorship is just so important, isn't it? Because you can figure out stuff on your own, and it can take you ages, and you can fuck up along the way, but it's such a time sink. Whereas if you just get a good mentor, or you enter into a good program like, you know, Crypto Mindset, then it just expedites the whole process. It just accelerates the whole process, doesn't it? And you're not fucking around for years and losing and all the rest of it.
Speed kills in crypto because we are a cyclical industry, so it's like we're feast and famine. And we're like, I know this is really simple. I'm super simplifying here, but it's kind of like 2.5 years, 2.5 years good, 1.5 years, 2 years bad. It's kind of how it is. So if you don't know what you're doing, you can very easily get rolled. You'll get in at the tippy top when everything's the hottest thing. Every stripper's got crypto. Every bartender's got crypto. Every Uber driver. I mean, it's crazy. You know, like we, you know, Troy, we do just like you do infield research. We also do infield research. You know, we have people combing the streets of Miami and stuff. You know, we go to all the high end cigar lounges. We have
it's tough, man. It's tough work.
Tough work. Someone has
to do
it. You know, we have, you know, personally, we don't do this, but you know, men of culture, they talk to the women of the night, and you know, sometimes they get to conversating and stuff, and sometimes, you know, they're into crypto, and then we get very worried.
By the time they own Tonecoin, it's time to get out of the fucking market.
Yeah, when they're talking about it, you know that it's time to get out. So, are you not concerned by the head and shoulders pattern on ILV? It's not a bullish looking structure.
Yeah, head and shoulders pretty much, I would say, is a useful-ish tool, right? It's a pattern that sometimes hits, but it's a little bit like a Rorschach test. Like, is it really there? So, like, if it's extremely, symmetrical, basically, like it's basically done exactly like a head and shoulders pattern, then sure, you know, it could play out. Which when I was last looking at ILV, I hadn't really seen it being that symmetrical. But yeah, it's a useful pattern. I'm just looking at it real quick. Yeah, I would say like, it's not a terrible potential structure, but I mean, it looks not like perfectly symmetrical. So that's pretty much, you know, what I would go on. Also, then B, if you know what's going on, you know, basically on the on-chain data with this, right? You look at it, there's actually a lot of activity with wallets, with large wallets with whales and stuff like that. So when you get the whales splashing around, they can potentially change chart patterns as well. So I would say like that one in particular doesn't, I would say it only plays out usually about like 20% of the time in crypto. Usually 80% of the time that I see it in crypto, people are just like seeing shit usually.
Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. And more than 100 resubscribing for CMC Q2, CH and DCC offer X times your money's worth in content and knowledge. 100%. Completely co-sign that.
And yeah, way more than 100 resubscribing. Like usually we have about, I would say 40 to 60% people resubscribing quarter on quarter. And then, you know, year on year, it's a lot higher than that. So we've had, you know, about 600 to 700 people in the last few courses. So you can do the math.
Yeah, absolutely. Indeed. All right, guys. Well, look, thanks ever so much for your time. It's been a brilliant stream as always. Everybody watching, if you haven't signed up for Crypto Mindset, this is really your last chance to do so for Q2. This is the link. It's in the description below. It's in the chat. It's spammed all over the place. It's on my socials and everything. You've got until Monday morning, basically, to join the course or forever hold your peace. And now is a very, very good time to do so, to get into the crypto market if you're not already, or to strengthen your positions if you are already in, for the reasons that we've gone through. And, you know, I think what you were saying about Ethereum in particular, Miguel, is super, super key here, right?
Yeah. It's the next leg up. It's just you like the hope is the Ethereum ETF, but then it's going to switch over to, you know, me and Charlie are the first people talking about this, that like after the Ethereum ETF hype, it's going to go over which next altcoin's getting the ETF. It's going to be multiple ETFs. So this cycle is probably going to end up being called like an ETF cycle once we look back at it, and sort of in a meme coin cycle as well. So we're going to be talking about memeology all the time as well.
And the most recent news with the ETFs is right now Hong Kong has approved an ETF for both Bitcoin and spot Ethereum. But they're thinking about making that available now to people in mainland China, which would be, hey, let's open up the doors to another, 900 million people. Yay.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Hold Myro or convert it to something else?
We'd have to take a look at it.
Mm.
My gut says convert, but maybe Miguel will take a quick look.
Join the course. Join the course token, Alfred. You're getting too much value now. You need to jump on board. Ask these more specific questions.
So yeah.
Oh, okay. There's a question actually from Crypto Bendu about where to sign up for Citadel.
Yeah. So you go to cultivatecrypto.com/shop, or just go to cultivatecrypto.com and then open up the products /shop area, and then right in there you'll see the Citadel. Let me grab the link real quick.
Nice.
So I can throw it in the chat.
Good stuff.
Keep a little of the meme coin. You can convert it back into Solana or to Phantom, but I'd still keep 30-40% of the bag because it's a meme coin. And if you're up, you should be doing pretty good. It's based off the founder of Solana, Dog.
All right, so I think I just put it in the chat. I think it might work. I don't know if it worked there.
Yes, guys. So, any final thoughts?
You want to be in crypto and have your positions, I would say, by mid-July at latest, probably more so by the end of this month to mid-June. So that's what we're preparing everybody for. Get in now or forever hold your peace. Not only that, but also, watch the market kind of start taking off without you. So, it's an important time.
Take action. He who hesitates masturbates. That's all I got to say.
Exactly. Good stuff. All right, guys. Join the course now. You've only got until Monday. You will regret it if you don't. Don't be left on the sidelines. Link is in the chat. It's in the description, etc., etc. That's it, really. Thanks again for a wonderful stream, Miguel and Charlie. And we'll see you guys again very soon. And just on a final note, Sutat says, we'll all be millionaires by the end of 2024. Keep up the good work and don't lose your wits. There you go. Nice. Good luck to end it on. All right, see you later, guys.